Hi, loves. Welcome. Hello, replay viewers. Thank you for spending some time with me. And let me see if I can position that where I can see you and look you in the eye and also see your comments. So my name is Allison Crow. I am the CEO of Allison Crow. I'm the CEO of my life and my business. And what I want to share with you today is this question. Hey, Megan, is what is it that you want to do that you keep not doing? What is it that you want to do that you keep not doing? And do you ever wonder, why do I keep not doing this? I think I want this, but I keep stopping myself. I had a client this morning ask me, why do I keep stopping myself? Why do I keep stopping myself? And I have certain times I ask myself this question a lot. And every person I've ever talked to, and myself, there is a reason why we don't do that thing we really want to do, right? So if the thing we want to do is option A, there's a reason we end up giving ourselves an option B. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about what is that thing that you want to do and why are you giving yourself option B? Why are you giving yourself option B? So the first thing to ask yourself is, what is it? Really identify what is it that you really deeply want, but you've been giving yourself an out. Hi, Christina. Hello, hello, hello. If you're here, say hi. Let me know you're here. Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is really big. This is something so big that it really can, I'm going to even propose to use the word cure. If you can become aware of this, it can cure so many things in your life. Ooh, this is a good analogy. So, hi, Christina. Hi, Christina. Hi, Rebecca Bray. Good to see you. Hello, Amy. So here's the thing, you guys. Let's put it this way. The avoidance of discomfort and pain is a disease in our life that is crippling us. The avoidance of discomfort and pain is a disease in our life. And we have, from the various early times, been psychologically, physically conditioned to avoid discomfort and pain. And so if you look at what it is that you want, that you aren't fully committed to, oh, hi, Mariama. Mwah. You can take a look at that thing that you want and then notice what you are choosing instead. Notice and what I mean by choosing, it may be notice that you're avoiding. Notice what you're avoiding doing. So I had a client this morning that was so fun to talk to. Why do I keep stopping? Like, I know what to do next. Why do I do it? And so I said, well, what are you avoiding? And immediately it was funny because she recoiled. She was like, ah! And she talks about how she almost leaves our group all the time. And part of it is because coaching isn't comfortable. Right? Cheerleading is comfortable. It's fun to have a cheerleader in life that says, go team, go, you're awesome. But coaching can be uncomfortable. And so what my client noticed and what I noticed, I just recently did a podcast about this too, is actually I have two. I have one, I don't remember what episode, but it's called Outsourcing Discomfort. And then today what we're talking about is noticing where you are avoiding discomfort. And of course, we don't want to feel pain. We don't want to feel discomfort. We don't want to feel left. We don't want to feel abandoned. We don't want to feel the lack of the dopamine hit that we get from Facebook. So when you think about what you want, the second thing is I want you to think about, what are you choosing instead? What are you choosing instead? And why are you choosing, what's appealing about that second choice instead of your dream choice? Instead of your desires, when you choose choice B, why is option B so appealing? And I bet most of you will find that you get to avoid feeling afraid. You get to avoid feeling discomfort. You get to avoid uncomfortable conversations. You get to avoid pain. You get to avoid going without. And if you think about it, and you think about, what do you have to let go to to choose option A? What do you have to let go of? And my client this morning and myself, we have to let go of the willingness to be uncomfortable. Now, this is what's so funny. I have so many people, let me dab my nose like a lady. I have so many people that want to get to the mountaintop. They want to achieve this. And they want, a lot of times they say, I want to work with ease. And I love it. I love ease. It's on the top of my to feel list is ease. But here's what happens when we glorify ease. When we glorify ease, we are not willing to feel or do discomfort. When did we decide that discomfort wasn't acceptable or that we weren't capable of feeling discomfort? When did we decide that? And how much in your life is not being lived because you're avoiding discomfort? The one thing that the one reason you're probably not doing, creating, whatever it is you want is because you're avoiding some form of discomfort. Hi, Tracy Lee. So what do you have to let go of so that you'll choose your thing? And usually what you have to let go of, and whatever form it manifests, is you have to let go of your incessant need to not be uncomfortable or to not be in pain. And so part of the thing is our brain tells us, if I'm uncomfortable, I will die. If a friend leaves me, I will die. You're really just delaying discomfort, right? And so it's funny, as I talked to my client this morning, it was so fun to see her. I used to always do coaching, one-on-one coaching just by the phone, and I can sense and hear and feel a lot of stuff psychically. Hi, hello, addicted to comfort. Me too. So here's what I want us to do. I want us to get accustomed to and acclimated to being uncomfortable. And it's this. So let me get my thoughts. I have like 4 thoughts at once, and I hate when this happens because I start confusing myself. It's uncomfortable to not be clear with you guys. So avoiding discomfort. So let me finish the story about my client's face. So it's so cute. So I asked her, what would you have to, no, I asked her, what's appealing about the woman who is willing to be uncomfortable? If she knows that she needs to let go of avoiding discomfort, that means she's willing to be uncomfortable. What's appealing about this woman? And so I got her into this visualization state, and she starts visualizing. She's like, well, everything would be fun and easy and it would all work out. And this is what we do, you guys. We vision the end. We vision it all working out. And then we're frustrated because, wait a minute, I did all my vision work. I see myself achieving all those things. I see myself creating it. I see myself skinny. I see myself in that relationship. But here's what we don't practice visualizing. And it's counterintuitive to the world, what the world teaches you. So I asked her, I said, okay, perfect. I love that visualization. Now what I want you to visualize is I want you to take a visual snapshot of the woman on the way to those things in extreme discomfort. We've got to practice visualizing ourselves doing the uncomfortable things. Okay, so Allison Waddell, I don't know if you're still here, but Allison Waddell is an amazing human being here in Austin. She does personal chef work and wellness work. She has this wellness posse, and Allison and I have gone on a walk together. I love to move my body with her. And Allison, I thought of you yesterday. So yesterday, I've been walking for over a year. And yesterday I got on the elliptical machine, and I used my arms and my legs, and I did it for a longer period than I've ever done it. And I got my heart rate up higher than I've had my heart rate in 5 years. And I just stayed with the discomfort. And so when I think about my body, I have no problem visualizing walking every day. I have no problem visualizing shedding weight and being strong. But I haven't given myself the gift of visualizing myself feeling the discomfort of being at a high heart rate. I haven't given myself the permission to visualize enduring the discomfort and not dying. Right? And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to envision yourself in the messy middle. I want you to visualize yourself having the uncomfortable conversation, feeling the discomfort and being okay. So as I was in the discomfort of the elliptical machine, I did not die. I didn't break. It was uncomfortable. And so this is the thing. We're avoiding the discomfort. And not only are we avoiding the discomfort, when we go back and we look at what we do really want and we focus and we visualize and we dream, we're not giving our brain the pathway to do it. Because as soon as our brain feels the path of discomfort, we recoil. I asked my client, I said, what do you do when you're at a painting and you get to the discomfort phase? And she said, funny, you should ask. This morning I was painting. I got to a part I didn't like, and I put my stuff down and I walked away from it. And that's what we do. We take our ball and run. And one of the reasons we take our ball and run, I'm repeating myself here, is because we don't practice visualizing how awesome we are in discomfort. So I want you to go back to thinking about, so we've got option A. Option A is that thing you want. You really want it, but you're not fully committed to it because you keep choosing option B. So what is option A, that thing you really want? How do you buffer? How do you outsource discomfort, right? So this is the other thing. When we don't allow ourselves, I noticed this yesterday. This was fascinating. So yesterday, I planned a coaching call at 6 p.m. my time. I normally don't talk to other human beings outside of that time. I normally do coaching calls from 10. The latest coaching call I'll put on the books is 2, maybe 3. But I had to connect with somebody from Australia, in Western Australia. So to get our time zones, I had to wait until later in the evening. Therefore, I did not have my normal 4:30 or 5 o'clock glass of wine. And it was fascinating how noticing my yearning for wine, and then to just sit with it, to let go. It'll be okay if I don't have a glass of wine tonight. It will be okay. And to allow myself, instead of having the wine ease my discomfort at the end of the day, allowing myself to just sit in the discomfort and go, it's okay for me to be uncomfortable. It's okay for me to wind down in a different way. And this is what we do. So we outsource discomfort by choosing option B, by choosing food, by choosing unhealthy behaviors, by choosing scrolling on Facebook. That's been another one that I've done recently, is what would happen if I put away my phone for a while? What would happen if I put away from my phone for a while? And what would I do when I felt the discomfort of, one of my girlfriends asked me, I'm going to be a little vulnerable here, but she was like, oh my God, you put away your phone. What do you do when you're on the commode? Well, what did we do when we were on the commode before we had our devices to look at? And don't tell me you don't sit on the potty and look at this phone the way we used to sit on the potty and look at Reader's Digest or a magazine. That's just biology. And so it's interesting to notice the ways that we outsource discomfort. And I'm not asking you to make any radical changes. I'm just asking you, first of all, to become aware of where are you avoiding being uncomfortable? Where are you avoiding being in pain? As Ashley said earlier, where are you addicted to comfort? I love comfort. Bill asked me this morning, he goes, why are you all dressed up today? Did y'all notice I'm wearing a sweatshirt? I have my hair pulled back in a ponytail. He's like, why are you all dressed up? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm comfortable. I'm cozy. I love being comfortable and cozy. I avoid boredom. I avoid the discomfort of doing something when I don't feel like doing it. So like a big lesson for me around this right now is getting my podcast out on a weekly day. You know, like I know that statistics show that your listenership grows and stays attracted to your content. A, if you give good content, and B, if you show up regularly. And I keep choosing to not be regular about it because I'll say, oh, my thoughts aren't together. what that means is I'm waiting for my thoughts to come easily instead of creating the space and time and sitting with the discomfort of getting my thoughts together and setting a plan. And so do you see how if I would get over the avoidance of discomfort? Now the avoidance of discomfort, write this down, the avoidance of discomfort is not the absence of discomfort. So what we want to do is begin telling yourself, it's okay for me to feel uncomfortable. It's okay for me to feel nervous. For me, a big one to really practice, what the fuck, you're in your freaking head. Yes, exactly. I feel you, Suzanne. This is everything all of us have ever done. It basically boils down to four things in life. And one of them is we're not doing that thing we want to do. We're not having that conversation. We're not, whatever it is that we're not doing that we want is because we don't want to feel the discomfort, even if there's the lure of something better on the other side. So we can have the lure. We can have the lure of the carrot. The carrot can be amazing. So I do not want to go to Bali. Everybody wants to go to Bali. Bali, I've heard, is amazing. It's wonderful. But I don't want to have the discomfort of the 26-hour plane ride. And what am I missing out on? And I'm using this as a metaphor, but what am I missing out on because I don't want to have a 26-hour plane ride? That's not even a deep psychological personal one, right? That's an obvious outer one. But what I really want you guys to be aware of, and just to notice, I don't want you to try to fix it right now. Just notice, gently notice. Are you, this one is fun to me. I love when my clients say, I don't really feel like getting out there. Like I don't feel like being visible. And I'm able to say, well, darling, it's kind of impossible to stay in a closet and have people give you business. We can't, if you're invisible, you can't create business. Oh my God, I have that total thought about places I want to go to, right? And then how many times have we gone somewhere? Like I remember going to the BBI and traveling to the BBI for a week was miserable. The planes but it's like once we got there, we didn't remember. And so what if we began to see ourselves on the plane and uncomfortable and it was okay? Right, so we have to soothe our brain. You all realize your brain is the biggest motherfucker in your life? It is the biggest gift, but it's also the biggest detriment. And it's believing the thought that says, I cannot endure this discomfort. Those of you who have had babies, now I've never had a baby. I have witnessed my sister have 3 of them, and the last 2 were without any pain medications. And I never felt so afraid for my sister in her life when Fiona was born. And I started crying because the pain I could see in my sister's face. But she also knew that she could endure that pain. Part of her thought she couldn't, but she could, and she did. And you could, and you did. And so if you take an inventory of all the times you've been through discomfort, and no, you don't ever want to go through that again, but here's the thing. As long as we are alive, there will be shitty days, uncomfortable circumstances, and discomfort. And here we are all trying to manifest this perfect life, this feel-good life. I love feeling good, but the avoidance of feeling bad is destroying us. It's destroying our dreams. It's destroying our ability to create. So if you have only the option to feel good, that is your only option to feel good, you're going to screw yourself. This is ironic, I know, because the freebie on my website is the Feel Good Fairy Guide. I love feeling good. It's probably why I chose to be a coach and originally was headed down the line of being a counselor. Why I've done personal development, because I was avoiding feeling bad. But the greatest truth I've come to know in the last few years is being willing to sit in the discomfort, being willing to approach the discomfort, reminding myself that I am capable of feeling pain, that I am capable of feeling discomfort, that I am willing to do boredom. I'm willing to do discipline. I don't think discipline is sexy. I think it's painful, but I'm willing to do it. And the benefits, that's the thing, is like, for me, I'll just say, screw it. It's not worth it. I'd rather not feel pain than have this goodness. They're a valid choice. I just want you, so I'm going to ask some of the questions again. What is it that you want that you aren't fully committed to? Your option A, the golden shiny option. And what is it that you're choosing instead? What is it that you're choosing instead? Why is what you're choosing instead? Why is what you're choosing instead appealing? Oh, I just see a bunch more comments. I'll read those up in just a second. So why is option B appealing? What emotions is option B helping you avoid? I think it is really wise and smart to just be aware of what emotions you tend to avoid. Do you tend to avoid discomfort? Do you tend to avoid vulnerability, shame? Do you want to avoid being wrong? Oh, we all want to avoid being wrong. What emotion is option B helping you avoid? Overwhelm, busy, choice, freedom. And what would you have to let go of? What would you have to let go of if you were to choose option A? And here's the thing, everybody I've ever talked to, if you break it down to its lowest common denominator, it is the avoidance of discomfort. We outsource discomfort because we don't want to feel it. So let me read up these comments. Ashley says, oh, self-soothing is one of the most recent and valuable capacities I've developed in the last few years. So this is what I love. Self-soothing is not necessarily releasing the discomfort. Self-soothing, that's what I used to think self-soothing was. It was like, oh, I soothed out of the discomfort. But self-soothing, like Ashley talks about, is soothing while still uncomfortable. Right? That's the breathing in having a baby, I guess. Right? So this is, the example was, I did the post about this. I was so annoyed on Sunday. I just woke up and I wanted to have this church day. I wanted to have this connection to God and spirit. And I went and hung out with my parents for a while, and then it began to get a little uncomfortable because we talked about politics. And then I came home and tried to get my $500 back from LegalZoom. And then I tried to get my $300 back from Frontier. And I'm on the phone and waiting. And as I'm sitting there waiting and I'm irritated, I actually hear our spirit say, this is your church today. It's easy to have church when we're lighting incense and pulling cards and have candles and are in Bali. How do we have church? How do we have spiritual peace in the midst of bullshit with companies that rob you? Right? And so I noticed my willingness to sit in the discomfort. And sure enough, yesterday, all that was resolved. I got it all taken care of. But what was funny was I kept hearing my wisdom say, just relax, be with the discomfort. Don't yell and scream at the lady. Don't hang up the phone. Stay calm. Peace from within, not peace from the outside circumstances. And I was like, oh. And I think there's probably some Buddhist saying, like, if you're busy, meditate for an hour a day. If you're busy, meditate for 2 hours. Christine says it's okay to feel bad, have discomfort. Shitty days happen. Yes. Okay, so here's the other one. Let me trade that up even more, Christine. What if a good day involves discomfort and feeling bad? Can we give ourselves permission to have a good day and it include discomfort, pain? Talk about that. What if we started changing our perception that, like, today, like yesterday, y'all, yesterday was awesome. I had a couple of coaching sessions in the morning. Then I went to have lunch with my husband, and then I went to the gym and I did that elliptical thing for longer than I'd ever done, and higher heart rate. I remember seeing my heart rate and going, my heart rate hadn't done this. And oh my gosh, it was awesome. Like, it was uncomfortable. It was difficult. Didn't feel good, but it felt so good. It was a good day. I worked longer hours yesterday than I ran errands. I waited to have wine until late in the evening. I did a late evening coaching session, and it was uncomfortable for me, but it was a really good day. It wasn't my dream day, but actually it was my dream day. So what if we make that shift? Okay, I'm still reading comments here. The avoidance of feeling bad is destroying us. Yes, my sweetie, Suzanne. Yeah. The avoidance of feeling bad. So what, can you see yourself as resilient? Can you see yourself as able to handle feeling bad? Excuse me 1 minute. Can y'all hear Leroy? He wants to go for a walk. Oh, I'll let Bill deal with that. So the avoidance of feeling bad is destroying us. Avoiding rejection, failure, and disappointment. Leroy Brown! Come here. Excuse me. Avoiding rejection, failure. Hi, Clemmy. Good girl. Hi, Lee. Good boy. I know. Right? So here, this is another example. This is a real life example. Today, it's butt-ass cold outside. What do I want? Peace, and I want peace in my household. You know what will give me peace in my household? Taking these 2 dogs for a very uncomfortable walk. If I avoid the discomfort of going for a cold walk with the dogs, I won't achieve my goal of peace and feeling good. It's actually through the discomfort, Suzanne, that when we sit in it, we can deal with it. There's a pool in Austin, Texas called Barton Springs. I actually have a friend named Heidi Renee Armstrong, and Heidi Renee Armstrong swims in cold water year round. And when we go to, so I guarantee you today, 23 degrees in Austin, Texas, I guarantee you today there are people swimming in Barton Springs pool. And that's what they do every single day. And even in the summer, if it's 100 degrees outside and I go to Barton Springs pool and I dip my toes in, my whole body recoils because the water is spring water and it's so cold. And yet what's interesting, so if I inch in, it's never comfortable, but if I just run and jump in, as soon as I'm in the water, originally I feel the shake of the discomfort, but then my body acclimates to it. And so what I really want us to do is acclimate to discomfort. And my friend Lanny Rosales wrote a post yesterday about, she wrote a post about having haters. So she and her husband run a couple of organizations. They have a well-read blog. And she was talking about how in the early days when she would get feedback or get somebody disappointed, it really bothered her. But now she sees when somebody is disappointed and writes a complaint letter that A, they're invested in the brand, and B, that it has nothing to do with her. And so what's interesting is she's turned the discomfort of receiving critical feedback into a way to give that person love. Right? So when we avoid rejection, failure, and disappointment, what else are we avoiding? So what I'd like for all of you to do is begin thinking, changing the thoughts in your mind that says, I can handle rejection. I fail all the time. I have disappointment every day. And it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, acclimate to discomfort. Yes, acclimate to the discomfort. So if you create a new level of comfort, so that's why I think there's that phrase of, oh, life lives on the edge of your comfort zone. It's easy to say that, but then when you have this uncomfortable day, loving this is what's up for me now. It's what's up for everybody I know. For everybody I know. One of my sweet friends the other day said, oh, if I'm going to be a light worker, that means I have to look at the shadow. And it sure is easy to look at the shadow. It sure is easy to look at the shadow from within the light. But to really sit with the pain and the fear and the shame and the fear of rejection. I woke up this morning, I had this amazing day yesterday. I woke up this morning, I wasn't unhappy, I wasn't depressed, but I had this little thought in the back of my head that said, it's not worth it. Quit sharing your stuff. Quit talking. People think you're crazy. People unfollow you. You've lost friends. So-and-so doesn't care about you anymore. And guess what? All those things are true. And in the past, my brain would have self-soothed by saying, none of that's true. No, you guys, I've lost friends. I've lost clients. People have outgrown me and moved on. People haven't rehired me. People unfollow me. I have evidence on my phone that in the past week, 9 people have unfollowed me. They don't want to see my stuff anymore. And instead of avoiding that, how do I reacclimate without outsourcing the discomfort? How do I let that be without depressing down the discomfort? Like, oh, yeah, that kind of bums and. So this is where both and comes in. Both and comes in. This is the way my brain thinks. It thinks in the matrix of all these thoughts. I wish that I thought in 3 points and were an eloquent orator, but my brain starts seeing all the little connections. Acclimate to discomfort, loving this. This is what's up for me right now. I need to boogie. Will this be replayed? I must fish. I'm pretty much finished, Suzanne. I just wanted to talk about this, that what is the thing that we're fully committed to, and I know why we're not doing it. I know why you're not doing it. I know why I'm not doing my podcast. I know why I haven't shed the extra 9 pounds and gotten strong. I know why I haven't created XYZ, and it's because I'm avoiding discomfort. I know why my clients haven't done the things they want to do. I know why they keep stopping themselves. I know why you keep stopping yourself. I know why you flatline. I flatline. Because we don't want to feel the discomfort. So we've got to stop avoiding discomfort. We've got to stop bypassing discomfort and pain and allow ourselves, and we've got to start visualize ourselves being perfectly capable of feeling discomfort. That's actually how you feel good. That's actually how you feel good. Someone said, how can you stand XYZ? And I said, because I just decided it's okay to be uncomfortable. When I defend my need to feel good or defend my avoidance of feeling bad, it doesn't work so much. So that's my thoughts today. I just wanted to share with you. Thank you for spending your time with me and listening and for interacting. If you've got something, I'd love to hear any insight. Just type the insights in the comments. And I would love to know if you want help learning how to be present with your discomfort in all areas of life, not just in what you want to create, but whether it's drinking or eating too much or not exercising. This is some of the work that we do every single day in Soulful Success, the coaching membership program that I have. If you want to become my client, it's $188 a month. There's no long-term commitments. And I help my clients on a regular basis ease into seeing themselves as able to feel the discomfort that they avoid so that they can create the life that they want. I love you guys. Thanks for spending time with me. I'm going to go have my lunch. Bye, you guys.